Episode 4. Ah. Blue sky. What's blue sky? Don't know. Would you like to see a recap? Sure. Let's just do... Nah. We don't need it. Just going blind. You open your eyes. It's a new day. Last night seemed so far away. You can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. But you know that the furious spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. yet lingers, locked behind the doors of the town hall, still tied to the earth by its hatred of you and Tabitha. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine, but your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. You hope you made it home okay? Haven't heard from Stella since last night. How about you? You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Haven't heard from her either, yeah. That's not good. I think we should try looking for her. Let's meet up in town. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. Okay, visit Dustin. Number 1 on the to-do list. Hi. They have bread now. Human is back. Maybe she changed mind about eating us. Could be the end of Dustin and Dustin Mom. I would never eat you. I love you. Dustin's mom know better than to trust. When push comes to shove, survival more important than friendship. Dustin's mom spend too much time outside, a different insight. There's enough bread for everyone here. No need friends. Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope Dustin get to keep that innocence forever. I guess your glass house still has a squatter? Tried to reclaim glass house last night, but asshole squatter too big and too strong. Dustin mom stand no chance. Might have to live in Dustin house forever. Human big and strong too. Probably more big and strong than asshole squatter. Me? You fight? Give Dustin mom glass house back? I'll do my best. I will do my best. No promises though. Squatter have sharp things on head. Human be careful. But Dustin mom would be eternally grateful to human. Dustin too sharp things on head. That amoeba thing? Maybe? I should get going. Okay. That's that. Alright, let's check the creepy doll. Oh, it moved! It fucking moved. Oh my god. Your long dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. Ooh, no. Maybe it was just Tabitha. Take a shower. Okay, let's go take a shower. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. Feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, you... Yeah, I'll think about that clinic door. What's in there? You'll be going back there today, you're sure of it. Ooh. Weird. You head downstairs. It's time to face your cousin. She looks very deflated today. I don't know. That's just me. Oh, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. Hold on. I'm caught on a cable. Okay. They're striking. This week's of all weeks. As if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Your cousin's backed into a corner. The miners aren't just striking. They're putting on a stronger front than she anticipated. Yeah, talk about the strike. What happened? Do you know what they want? I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's the usual. I promise you that if any of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. Choo. Let's see what my options are. Let's start from the top. Do you want me to infiltrate the strike? Even if they didn't already know you're my cousin, that seems like a great way to throw gasoline on the fire. This is my problem to fix. Your only job is to stay safe until the funeral's over. I doubt that they're there. The ditchlings are here to predict the strike. I wouldn't have seen that coming, a strike. I don't know why. I thought that they weren't like... She's not a miserable boss, right? Just fire all of them. It'll be easy enough to pick up the pieces. Some people never understand the burdens of leadership. It's hard to carry something. Yeah, okay, let's go with you're in a difficult spot right now. Gee, I hadn't noticed. Hopefully it'll all be over soon. So, yeah, you may have seen this coming though, right? Who's to say I didn't? It wasn't ever a question of if, more of a question when. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Forgive me if I didn't expect him to walk out a few days before my mother's funeral. Couldn't even wait until Perlan was in the ground. Okay. Have you heard anything about Stella? Kanika can't get a hold of her. No, but that's not exactly newsworthy. I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. Let's talk about what happened last night. So... yeah, do you regret leaving him down there? Not at all, and I don't care if Grandma Eddie killed him. The past is the past, and neither of us had anything to do with it. We'd always build a new town hall. We can never get back lost years. So ghosts are real? I can. What does that actually change about anything? I still have a mine to run, and you still have a funeral to attend. If the mine's in trouble, then you should just sell it and sell the estate. I don't think that's true. I should probably get going, right? Yeah. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks. But let me know if you get into trouble, okay? Ooh, she seems worried. Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Let's talk to Frou-Frou. You walk over to the cat. Oh, this toy. Que este que tu voz maintenent? What does that mean? Nod respectfully to Frou-Frou. She scoffs, her tail twitching with annoyance, but you can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. Do you know anything about the stone carvings scattered about town? I am not here to be your commentation. Chien detective? Jesus Unchate. I am here to watch you flail about in the darkness. I am not here to provide answers to whatever mysteries confound your feeble American mind. Thanks for not attacking my friends? Yeah, if anything ever bad happened to them, there would be hell to pay. Of course you would consider the rats to be your friends, and will not dirty my claws with their diseased flesh. I'm turning into from French to not French, so I will... Is she French? Alright, bye. I'm not gonna say good talk. That's what... No. Leave her alone. Okay. Let's investigate the garden. Whoever kicked out Dustin's mom's in the garden right now. You better look into it before you head into town. Think we'll find another boot print? The air's chilly today, the overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. Investigate the greenhouse. You start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. It doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. The glass house, one could say. You step towards the door. Ooh. It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. Examine the lock. It's just a padlock. You can pick something like this and open in a second. Try to talk to the animals, yeah. Me, Justin's true enemy? Oh, what's your name, little guy? Goat. What are you doing in the greenhouse? Human put me here. Can't complain. Pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm. There's plenty of eats, too. Did that human have a big brown coat and some big boots? Coat like what? Fur? Nah, not brown fur. Yellow fur. Just on the top, like all you humans. What? Don't know what boots are. Can't help you there. Yellow fur, just on the top. Like peach fuzz? Where'd you come from? Farm. Used to live with other guys like me. Kinda miss them. But not that much. Don't gotta share anymore. Yeah, whoever you are, there's a possum that would like you to leave. She was here first. This is her house. Don't want to leave. I live here now. She could deal. Huh. Should I pick the lock? I'm gonna try it. When are people going to learn that a mere lock can't keep you contained? You popped open with ease. Hi. A warm barnyard smell floods your senses as you stare down at the goat within. It stares back up at you from its place on the tiled floor, surrounded by dried herbs. What are you eating? Plant. Tastes good. Get a new bag every day, all I can eat. That don't mean you can't take... You could take any, though. I'll beat you up. My plant. Untie the goat. You unclip the rope, tying the goat to the greenhouse. Hey, what do you think you're doing? That's my rope. Put it back. You're free. Go on. Prance off into the wilderness. Nobody can keep you here. I don't think he'll leave, right? Who said I want to leave? These are some sweet digs. I ain't giving them up for nothing. You hear me? Okay, I'll leave you to it then. Sure. Suit yourself. More space for me. And close the door on the way out, will ya? It's nippy out there. Close the door on your way out. Fine. I will. Okay, you reapply the lock. Your cousin will be none the wiser about your little excursion. Thanks. I appreciate it. You head back to the estate. Weird. You investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kanika waiting for much longer. Okay. I don't know why I'm just panicking about my audio, man. It should be fine, right? Is it? Okay, let's fuel up. It's fine. My audio is fine. Okay. If Stella's MIA, who knows when you'll get the chance to eat. You make yourself a peanut butter and jelly in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Head to town. It's time to head to town. Is it? Get to the front door and begin your trek down to the town below. Ooh, okay. Ooh, I see him. Is that him? And there's one there. And there's one there. Were those guys there before? No, they weren't, right? The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in the watery gray light. You can't help but fear countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder. As you continue to trek down to town, you pause to stare out at the mountain range beyond the holler, contemplating a world that's blissfully unaware of the danger threatening the citizens of this tiny town. The world outside feels less real with each passing day, as the strange reality of what's happening in Scarlet Hollow gently uproots what you'd always taken to be the truths of our world. Your everyday worries seem distant, overshadowed by fear and dread that hasn't stopped building since the moment you stepped off that bus. Do you think we're gonna see Peanut Dude? It isn't long until your journey from the estate's over, and once again you find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Easy peasy, you made it down the hill in one piece. Thank God. I didn't realize there'd be so many of those ditchling things around, or I would have driven up to get you. I can't believe they're outside during the day. It feels wrong. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm mostly worried about Stella. I'll feel better when we find her. I'm sure she's okay, but yeah, a peace of mind would be nice. How are you mentally? That's a great question. My concept of how the world works is shattered a little more each day, so that's cool. Every day I feel more and more like I need to get out of this town before it swallows me whole, but I also keep feeling like there are too many reasons to stay. Like right now, I can't leave until I know Stella's okay. With her folks gone, the only people she has are her friends. And as her bestie, I can't let her go running off into the woods to get eaten by a Bigfoot. And my mom's just so chill right now, it's driving me nuts. She's not giving me any answers about that shit she pulled last night. It's just weird. Sorry, I'm ranting. Yeah, I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll shed some light. I'm not sure what she's planning on telling you today, that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's gonna read your fortune. I should probably stop making fun of her whole new age mystic vibe. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. Still, there'll be plenty of time for tea after we've looked for Stella. What does that mean? Escade? Escade. Yeah, someone manning the general store? Not that I really care that much, but Mom and Miles can deal for another day while we go looking for Stella. This is important. Not that the store isn't, but if something happened to her and I was spending my time minding the register, I don't think I could live with that. Escade? Dream come true, right? No! If I'm getting sucked into some other dimension, I want to get sucked into reality where I'm a cool magic elf or I'm dating a cool magic elf or something fun like that. Believe it or not, getting Escade to Ghost Hell Puppet Theater wasn't one of my childhood fantasies. I'll be steering clear of that particular portal to another dimension. Until the ghosts get wise and manifest some kind of cool elf, then I won't have any choice but to go back to Hell World. Okay. So, any leads on Stella? I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone else, so nope, none so far. She ran north last night, but that doesn't mean she didn't double back. I'm trying not to worry too much. It's possible she's safe somewhere, just not answering her phone, but I also want to bet. I don't want to bet on that. Okay. I guess we should get started, yeah. Maybe Avery would know. Yeah, we're burning daylight. Where to first? Let's check the diner. Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. That's what my plan is. The diner is busier than you've ever seen it. The small booth's packed with miners. Hey, hope you weren't planning on spending any quality time in the diner today. Looks like we'll be hosting a meeting for the foreseeable future. What's going on? There's a strike up at the mines. They've made the diner their base of operations. Huh, good for them. It's about time something like this happened. This is great for business. These fellas can have as much free coffee as they can drink if they keep piling in like this. The miners didn't even notice you enter the diner, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. I guess the shift schedules are pretty brutal. Hold on. I'm getting like a ton of notifications on my phone. Sorry. Alright. Okay, so Harrison. Who's Harrison? Alright, I guess the shift schedules are pretty brutal. And I like my more vacation days. I'd love to be able to see my family around the holidays, and better health benefits would be amazing. But what if she decides to fire all of us? You're only a year or so into the work, and trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first, you're just unhappy, but you figure you can weather it till you find something better. A paycheck's a paycheck. Next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you, that uses up every free second it could suck out of its workers, and pays us just enough to survive, but not so much that we can never save enough to get the hell out. But we could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck. I can't get fired. And the company housing, that makes a big difference for me. Right, the company housing. How generous of Tabitha to put you up in a company-owned shack that ain't had maintenance done in decades. Taking a big chunk right out of your paycheck. That sure as shit ain't going towards property tax and upkeep alone. The company housing means that almost nobody in this whole damn town owns the place they live. We have numbers on our side, Harrison. After what happened up there the other night, damn near everyone is joining the picket line. She can't afford to lose us all. We have the power here, so as long as we're united. Yeah, so about the strike. The miners turn towards the doorway, all eyes glaring at you in unison. So, we all know who you're related to, kid. Word travels fast, and I'll be damned if we talk business in front of you. Yeah, look, I support you guys, but maybe you could save this until next week. Tabitha's mom just died. This whole strike thing's hardly fair. That's true. She's having a hard time. Oh, she's having a difficult week? Is that why she's forcing her workers to go back into the mines not 2 days after a collapse? We don't care if it's the worst week of her life. She's been overworking us for as long as Eddie can remember, just like her mother before her. It's time somebody stood up and stopped it. Should I? I'll weigh in. So what do you want to do, Harrison? Yeah. I don't know. Oh, that's Harrison. Okay. This ain't your business, and those sorts of questions are exactly what someone trying to break a strike would be asking. Come on now, I don't think UBPZ was trying to break your strike. And how would you know that? This person's a stranger and a Scarlet. Hold your horses there, Zax. I don't care if y'all stand for a good cause. I don't even care how much bacon and eggs you've bought. If you start a fight in my establishment, you're out. Let's handle this like civil adults. You heard the lady. Don't get involved or we'll have to take this outside. Sorry, fellas, we won't bother you. We'll make ourselves scarce. Alright, have anybody seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber? No, we ain't seen her. As you can see, we've got a lot going on today. We'd appreciate it if you didn't butt in. Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay. She hasn't been around, but I'll let you know if I hear anything. Avery, do you have a minute to catch up? You angling or something? Come on now, Zax. This is a free establishment. Let's up outside. I could use some fresh air. Oh, he looks so cool. Ooh! Yellow coat? Goat? No. Right? No. There's no way that he's living in my shed. Because he lives with his aunt. They live with their aunt. Avery paused for a second. It's the kind of pause that says I know exactly what I want to say, but I don't know how to make the words leave my mouth. Finally, they speak. I've been seeing these little blob guys everywhere. Y'all know about them, right? Should I be concerned? Yeah, they're called ditchlings. My mom says they're an omen for a coming disaster, which I don't exactly buy, but they've been killing local animals. We don't know that. Did you say you... Oh, we do, because they killed the chicken. Did you say you don't exactly buy it? Is the town Scully saying she believes in something supernatural? Look, we've seen some things in the past couple days. Okay, now I'm really worried. Yeah, it seems to give him some type of, like, euphoria, like a sense of purpose. I mean that literally, by the way. Oh, well. I'm not gonna say that one. I'm gonna say the infected they kind of seemed happy about it. Like, it gave them a sense of purpose. You know, I've heard a lot of animals look happy when they're in distress. Like, sometimes dogs look like they're smiling, but they're actually scared shitless. But I guess it is nicer to think they went out feeling peaceful. So I'll choose to believe that too. Avery, they're laying eggs and things. Look, if they need a warm place to pupate, and I have skin to spare, who am I to deny them? Ah, that's so gross. The thought of feeling something like wriggling under your skin, stealing your nutrients until it erupts out of you? Kanika shudders. Sounds like the miracle of life to me. You're yanking us around, right? Maybe. Avery is not yanking you around. Anyways, I shouldn't get too off topic. You wanted to chat? Do you have any idea where Stella might have gone? Yeah. Nope, not at all. But I'll let you know if I hear something. Last night was an ordeal for all of us. I think she was especially shaken up. She just ran off without saying anything. We're pretty worried. Have you noticed anything weird around town aside from the dishlings? Avery pauses, thinking for a moment. I don't think it's supernatural, but I haven't seen Julius since Tuesday, which is pretty unusual. He never skips the diner 2 days in a row unless he's out of town or something. Maybe he is. I don't know well enough that he shares his weekend plans with me or anything. Is that the old guy that was mean? With the newspaper? I don't like the thought of more people disappearing right now. He might just be out of town, but he's kind of an old dude. Maybe it couldn't hurt to have somebody check out his house, see if he's there or not. I'll try to do that before my shift tomorrow. What do you make of all the stuff going down with the miners? Go strike? I'm all for it. Zach's been riling folks up all morning, though it doesn't take much. It seems like most of the workers have been unhappy for a long time. The mine collapse the other day really sealed the deal. I don't know how Tabitha expected anyone to get back to work with something like that going on. Yeah. Hold on. She's burying her mom. And they waited. I wish they could have gone about this with less fuss. Poor Tabitha. What if she actually can't meet their demands? What happens to the town? Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to make everybody happy, right? You have way too much faith in that woman if you think she'll just give in. You never know. Maybe EVP's coming to town. It's a chance for her to turn over a new leaf. Ha! I'll believe it when I see it. We should probably get back to it. Totally. I'm sure you're both antsy to get back to looking for Stella. I won't keep you. Avery heads back inside and you and Kanika return to Main Street to plan your next move. Huh. Still no sign of Stella. Let's check on Oscar and Rosalina. I don't think she would be there. I don't think she'd be at her house either, right? We should go to the cops, right? Should we check out the church? The church? What, do you think Stella decided to get religious all of a sudden? I don't know. I want to tell Pastor Daniel goes to real and rub it in his face. I want to stack up on holy water crosses. I just want to be thorough. I don't know, I guess. Fair enough. We shouldn't rule it out just because I don't want to see the pastor. Let's make it quick, though. I don't want him to try and rope us into a church event. Oh, look at the little cow. Oh, those are the alpacas. The alpacas. Guys, Kanika leads the way, taking up the gradual slope towards the church. I haven't been to the church. Alright, where is that weirdo? Oh, damn, son. My. 3 visitors at once on a Thursday. This is unprecedented. But there are only 2 of us. Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? Sup, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I want to see if faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not found yet the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart. But when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one's seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried, and we hope maybe you or Janie had seen her. I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though, easy peasy, I hope we might be able to talk in private. What do you want to say to her that you can't say in front of me? Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. Personal for whom? I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. Yeah, I'll just not say anything. I won't bite or anything, I promise. And we could talk here, right in the open. Ugh, I guess I'll leave you to it while I check up with Janie. I'll be right over the break of the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? Kanika heads off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. I had a chat with the mayor yesterday. I heard you did too. Now, I know you don't think you gave yourself away, but dogs can always tell. I only had to hear what the mayor had to say to know the truth. I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point that I must have been the Lord himself, talking to me through them. But they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. So... How do I know he's not lying, though? Is your gift why you got into the church? It's hard to say. I was raised Baptist by two loving parents, and I was always interested in religion, but I've also always known about my talent, so I don't know what came first. If anything, though, I'd say I'm religious in spite of the gift. It hasn't exactly been easy to square this with a lot of the religious education I've had. For instance, a lot of religious leaders will tell you that only humans have souls. Well, you and I both know that's not true. Though I suppose that gets into a whole different conversation about what exactly a soul is. But those are conversations that I'm glad to leave to the scholars. I'm just a simple small-town pastor. I don't need to ask the big questions anymore. I just have to help people through their daily lives. Have you met Frou-Frou, Gretchen, Pixel? Of course I have, but I learned early on in life to not let on that I have this gift, at least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. Though I get the feeling Frou-Frou wouldn't talk to me even if she knew I could understand her. I've tried to befriend the alpacas when no one else is around. Emphasis on tried. They're surprisingly cliquey. Are they? Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking. Does Janie know? No, I don't believe there should be secrets between me and a wife, so I'll have to tell her one day. But there hasn't been a good time yet. Building life in Scarlet Hollow has been a difficult process, and the last thing I need to do is add the stress of her husband being some kind of circus act. Tulip, on the other hand, I'm starting to have my suspicions that she might share this gift. There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them. Oh. Is that his daughter? Does he have a kid? He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property. Tulip, come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are we going to skip story time tonight? Oh, he's a gentle parenter. He's a gentle parent. I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip. But you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. Oh, she's so cute. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry, I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. Me with my dogs, I'm like, get over here, you little shit, come here. Alright, so she's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. Yeah, that's fair. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Oh, Tetanus Lake! Maybe she's there. Stella told me about it. That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if it'd only make it sound more alluring. How big of a dump are we talking? Like, would a weekend of hard work clear it out? Maybe if you had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. What were you saying about the rats? Yeah. Ah, yes, the rats. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. It's nothing that needs to be paid attention to, but these rats, there's something so sinister about them, and they must be huge judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip had never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversations with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it, the way I did growing up. Because I know she's talking to the rats. She calls them her friends. She's been drawing all these pictures of them, really ghastly things. I've tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word. Like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they've also lived out in that trash heap, and so ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. I'm concerned she's going to get hurt or catch some type of disease. What have they been saying? Does he know? It was really loud. They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. Whoa, hold on. Way. Alright, it's annoying, but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. Weird. I hate to think of what to say to her when I'm not around to hear. Have you seen them? No, but I don't need to. I lived in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them, but the church has all the signs of an infestation, and there's no mistaking the sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. I've left out some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I caught a possum in one, poor thing. Possums are never very bright, but at least he got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the ordeal. Has Janie heard them? She's not in the church very often. She's usually in town doing her jobs until late, and we spend our evenings in the house. It's just me and Tulip all day long. Janie knows Tulip made some strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent, so I may have to hire an exterminator if I can't get the money for one. I hope it doesn't have to come to that. Are you sure the rats? I think so. The pasture shifts uncomfortably for a moment. I hope so. Yeah, have you tried befriending them? Maybe Tulip's onto something. I can't say I'm interested. They don't seem like they'd be very good friends. And I don't usually use strong language like this, but I hate rats. Those tails, ugh. He shudders. God knew exactly what he was doing when he made rats. They look just as bad as the diseases they carry. No way would I want to get cuddly with one, let alone any of them get close to Tulip. Still, I suppose I could try talking to them. And if that fails, maybe you can lend a hand. I don't want to be too much of a bother, and you should probably finish looking into your missing friend first, but I'll be around if you have time to check in later this week. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kanika walking back towards the two of you. She must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we better get going. Hope your talk with the pastor went well? Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate all of you stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let all y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Alright, thanks. See ya. Kanika starts back down towards the path to town and you follow. Weird. Okay, now that we put some distance between us and the church, what did he want to talk to you about? He didn't say anything weird, did he? Yeah, Tulip's apparently made some weird imaginary friends. We might want to check it out later this week. Weird. Kids make up imaginary friends all the time. Pastor Daniel says there's a rat infestation in the church and that the rats are her friends. I don't know. It seems weird. Okay, as much as I hate going back there, I guess it's a loose lead. If we don't have anything else to investigate once we've found Stella and... Kanika pauses. Once we've checked out the clinic, then maybe we go look around the church. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? Let's check in on Oscar and Rosalina. They're at the Maxwell place, right? Yes, the place your oh-so-generous cousin decided was suitable for habitation. Sorry, I know she's your family and everything. But with Oscar and Rosalina I've been through this week, I couldn't believe she'd just suggest something like that. You don't get too far before the sound of growling and desperate hisses grab your attention. Ooh, Pixel, poor baby. Get away from me. I'm supposed to be an indoor cat. I'm not supposed to see things like you. You don't even talk, you freak. You turn to see a ditchling approach a cornered Pixel in an alley. He must have slipped out of the library with everyone else last night. The ditchling, distracted from his hunt by your arrival, cranes its neck to face you, its eyes settling on you with alien indifference. Hey, quit it, yeah, stop. Leave him alone. The words feel meek as they leave your mouth, and the ditchling, unaffected, turns back towards his cornered prey. I'm grabbing Pixel. Oh, look at the dogs! Before you react, a small pack of dogs round the corner. Oh my god! Holy shit, okay. Fuck! Before you can react, a small packs of dogs round the corner. They pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall, and then taking turns biting and tearing at it until it's ripped to shreds. Oh my god. The task complete, they saunter towards you. What the? What are Daisy and Scraps doing out here? Are they in sort of ditchling hunting dog gang? I lived! Pixel, you got out of the library. Oh, you poor cat, come here. Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He has a comfortable heft to him. I guess he likes you more than me. Who's Daisy? We found him last night, terrified and shaking in a bush outside the library. Psh, I wasn't that scared. I've even been helping out. Little Pixels here has been volunteering as a scout. Don't worry, we're always right around the corner. Those creatures only like to strike out when they have numbers. They're hardly very bright. We've made sure the little guy was taken care of till the humans were awake. Do y'all know where he's supposed to be? So you're the Scraps that I've heard so much about from the mayor. The one and only. Who's Scraps? Who's talking? This here's Daisy, and we've got a few other concerned locals with us as well. Just making sure the cats and dogs of the holler are well cared for, considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. So this is Daisy. He's done us a fine service, but you best make sure to keep Pixel inside from here on out. I got the feeling that things are only going to get worse from here. Like to see you try. I was an indoor cat, but now I've got a taste of the outdoors. I'll never be satisfied by the indoor life. I'm assuming that's his accent in my head. But maybe I could wait till all those monsters are gone. Okay. Have any of you seen or smelled Gretchen? Is she missing? Oh dear. Scraps. You don't think. Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side. Can you help us find her? You've got better noses. Yeah. We'll do our best. We didn't intend to make any more trips out into the woods, but if it's for Gretchen, we'll take that risk. She's a well-liked dog in these parts. Been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to those monstrosities. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps. Oh, she flatters me so. Nothing special, just another dog. All the more reason to go after her before it's too late. Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. That's more than said for that Jimmy. He thinks he's so high and mighty just because he can sit and stay the best. As if obedience is the best quality in a leader. Okay, he's got that sash and a little top hat, though. That doesn't mean shit. Alright, yeah, we'll make sure that Pixel gets back to his family. We appreciate it, human. Word's been going around town that there's one among you who could properly understand us. It'll be good to have you on our side during those strange times. Odd things are going on around here. It's important for all of us living things to watch out for each other. Is there anything that we could do about the ditchlings, humans? They ain't that hard to kill when there's a whole lot of us. They die easy enough, so as long as we don't get caught unawares. That's why we're gathering all local dogs. A big pack is a safe pack. Jimmy may not do anything to help, but that doesn't mean we can't take matters into our own hands. Now, Daisy, no need to start in about the mayor. He has his own priorities, so as long as he doesn't get in our way, we don't need to go starting trouble. Seems very level-headed. Aren't your families worried about you off on your own? They must belong to other people, yeah? We're country dogs, so as long as we come home for dinner, most of us aren't missed too much. Speak for yourself. I know my family's been worried sick, but I can't let that get in the way of what's important. Besides, if I went home, they might tie me up, and then I'd be a sitting duck. I mean, dog. Okay, Alright, we best be on our way. Same for us. The first time that we know of, these things are out during the day, which means the pets of Scarlet Hollow need us now more than ever. Make sure the humans keep an extra watch on their furry companions. The band of dogs scampers off. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It's so weird when you do that. And you even convinced them to help us find Stella. Your powers have finally come in handy. Tanika sighs, muttering to herself. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying on an actual conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. Yeah, that's true. Oh, man. Pixel in tow, you and your companions continue to the old Maxwell place. It was clearly a mid-century modern home, and undoubtedly quite stylish for the time, but it's been abandoned for unknown decades, and moss and vines choke its exterior, barely concealing the cracked walls and dust-clouded glass. Hey, where the heck are you taking me? This ain't my house. Before you can approach, the door opens, and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway. Hello? Oh, sorry if I started, y'all. The walls were worn down enough I could hear you coming from a block away. Good morning, Oscar. Thank goodness, you found Pixel. Rosalina's been beside herself. Oscar's voice is tired. He had a long night, and it shows, his graying face seeming havingly aged in the hours since you last saw him. Please, come on in. Okay. Pixel! Rosalina rushes forward, taking Pixel gently from your arms. Hey, Rosalina. Hey, Alexis. Happy to help. I was so worried. I thought the ghost might have done something to him. Ghost couldn't get Pixel? I'm way too slippery. Totally could have beat up that ghost if I wanted to. He looks so happy. Look at the little eyes. He's like, yeah, I'm home. Alexis is helping us put a room together. We don't plan on staying here for long, but the girls seem to be having fun with it, thank goodness. Even after all they've been through. Yeah, this is kind of cool. There's like this weird intercom thing and a jacuzzi. Maybe you guys could fix up the place. It doesn't seem that run down. It is a lot cooler than I thought it would be. And I've already met a ghost, so if it turns out to be haunted, that's no big deal. Yeah. God. Yeah. Hold on, there's a lot here. Okay, hold on, wait. Y'all aren't trying. I'm not gonna bring that up. I'm not gonna borrow a jacuzzi. Sorry about the library. We could always try a rescue mission. Yeah, what's gonna happen now that the library's closed? That's a good question. I was up all night wondering the same thing. If things stay the way they are right now, it's essentially like the library burned down. The books aren't accessible. The building's unsalvageable. In that scenario, the country would have to put up money to build a new archive, or we'd have to move someplace where I could work in an existing library, and Scarlet Hollow would lose a valuable public service. Oscar. Move? So you and Rosalina would leave? But we're not doing it that. Right, Dad? We're staying here? I'm going to do everything I can to keep us here. Yeah, sorry again about the library. There's no need to apologize. It's a building. You're a person. You matter more than a pile of stones. I do kind of wish we can go back for our stuff. Thanks for letting me borrow some of your clothes, Alexis. You can borrow as much as you need. I have plenty of shirts. And you can do laundry at our house, too. Of course, there are some family heirlooms that I'd rather not lose. Portraits of my parents, my father's mining jacket. I don't like the thought of their last living memories being forgotten in there. And the fact that it stole the library from me, too, that one really stings. But what are you gonna do? Have any of you seen Stella? We haven't been able to find her since everyone left the library last night. Yeah, I doubt it. She hasn't got in touch with any of you? No, we have no clue where she's gone. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. I should have done a better job of warning her. Stella was practically banging your door down trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. I'm sure she'll be okay, but you should probably get back to looking for her soon. Yeah. It doesn't seem that bad here, yeah. Are you joking? I could smell the wood rot from down the street. It's alright. It's a roof over our heads, and we won't have to stay here for too long. I'm gonna get the library back in our house with it. I don't care what it takes. I'm not letting that creature get the last laugh. It's all bravado at this point. Not even Oscar believes what he just said. I've been thinking, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing paranormal going on in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now, here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods while entire buildings are taken over by supernatural creatures. You'd think there was an inciting event. Oh, you think there was an inciting event? Right? I do. That's my thought, too. It was never like this in the Hollow before. Something must have happened that kicked all this magic stuff. Me? And me showing up? Or the death? Whatever the cause of this, there must be some way to put this genie back in the bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have been any other similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. The town archives are unfortunately in the library. I told you putting everything online was important. No one uses paper anymore, Dad. You were right. It'll be my first project if we get the library back. I've learned my lesson. Until then, I'll just have to make do with what I could find online. We'll fill you in on what little we know, so at least you have some place to start. Yeah, make sure Pickle stays inside. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? They snatch animals to do some kind of parasitic egg-laying thing, so unless you want one of those things to pop out of Pixel, you better keep him where he's safe. Not Pixel, he's the best cat I've ever met. He's like a little dude. How do we know he didn't get affected already? He was out all night. Is he gonna be okay? I think some dogs kept him safe. Like a gang of dogs. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we saw it with our own eyes. A gang of dogs. I suppose stranger things have happened. This very week, in fact. But we'll make sure he stays safe. Right, Rosalina? I'm not letting him get out of my sight ever again. Okay. I think there's something in the clinic, yeah. There was a door yesterday and I could feel something pulling me towards it. Right, I almost forgot after everything that happened yesterday. You said there was something in there that reminded you of the mines, right? I see. I'll dig up what I can on the clinic. There's a lot of history there. I wouldn't be surprised if something's haunting that place as well. Oh god, you don't think that's why Reese is sick, do you? He's been sick for years, hasn't he? If there's something supernatural causing his illness, it puts a bit of a wrench in our recency theory. It does. But maybe there's more to it than that. Maybe things being clustered so tightly together is just a coincidence. Maybe Scarlet Hollow's been weird for a long time and we're all just starting to notice. It took me back-to-back encounters with paranormal on consecutive nights to even consider that we might be dealing with something supernatural. He even mentioned a movie night. It's a perfect cover. Yep, for an investigation. Who knows if that would fly with the Dr. Kelly, though? After last night, I'm pretty sure she's not gonna let us anywhere near her house. How would she know about her ghost hunting, huh? If we're going to investigate the clinic, I think we're gonna have to break in. No, absolutely not. That's what Stella would do, and she's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding her way into mortal peril. This is why we have to find her as soon as possible. It shouldn't fall on me to suggest while we do something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's going on in there. We just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it's just to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? Hold on, I'll be right back. I have to save. And then I'm gonna go eat, and then I'll record some more. Alright, be back soon, sorry. Alright, so I refueled, we're back. What was the last thing that was said? Oh, okay, just give me a day or two to do some research. Okay. Coffee. Okay. We've been finding these weird stone seals. So the first one was like snakes, and then the other one was a goat. There was one in the mines, there was another in your basement, there might be more. These are those carvings you mentioned last night, right? To think there was something like that under my house all this time. And to think someone must have put it there. But who? This gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, EVPZ. EVPZ, didn't you say something felt similar to the mine seal outside the clinic yesterday? I hope that doesn't mean something weird is about to happen there, too. I wonder if this is the work of a cult. Yeah. Probably not. The warmth feels so good on my throat. Okay. You mentioned something like this at the library the other day. If there was a cult in Scarlet Hollow, I feel like I'd know about it. Yeah, what about the cops? For all I know, you're in on it! Oh my god. Know of any local cults? I doubt it. Let's not get all satanic panic. They should make a shirt and sell it at what is it called? Spirit Halloween? That'd be so fucking funny. Okay. Let's not all get satanic panic just yet. I know it's not looking unlikely at this point, but having lived in this town all my life, I feel like I would know if there was some cult that ran the place. It just seems like the kind of thing that wouldn't be easy to keep a secret in a place as small as Scarlet Hollow. I don't even know of any in public record. Even in the 70s, when cults were a dime a dozen and hippies were flocking to the hills. Yeah, I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella. Let's go find her. I agree, we need her brazen energy if we're gonna do any serious sleuthing. Let us know what you find. I will. We're gonna get the library back and we're gonna figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town. He seems very confident today. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? Let's go to the mines. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, hold on. Pounding decaf. It's decaf. Chill out. Okay. There's a decent chance Stella went to find your cousin since they're friends. Come on, I'll drive us. Do you think she's there? You follow Kanika to her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves outside the Scarlet Mines. A ball of bodies, picket signs, and megaphones in hand forms a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet Mines. I hope it's not weird to talk to them while they're in the middle of all this. Look out, fellas. That's the boss's cousin, and Zach's. Wait. That's the boss's cousin. And Zach says these kids were just down at the diner acting suspicious. Don't engage. I'm just here to see my cousin though, yeah. I'm pretty sure she already knows that you're striking. There's nothing I could tell her that she doesn't already know. Yeah, she's already aware. The miners collectively ignore you. Have any of you seen Stella Richmond? She went missing sometime in the past day and we haven't been able to find her. The YouTuber? She's on all the banned property posters, right? Is she really? Just like fucking go around town. Stella, no fucking Stella. We haven't seen her, and we haven't been out. We've been out here all day, so we'd know if she'd come by. We'll make sure to keep an eye out. Can't say we'll be much help though. We'll just be standing around here for the foreseeable future. Why are the cops here? Just for like, I don't know, typical picket line security, I guess. Miss Scarlet requested we supervise the situation. Miss Scarlet requested we supervise the situation. The mine's the source of a lot of jobs in town, and she just wanted to make sure nobody did anything hasty while expressing their concerns. That's a polite way of saying that they're here to intimidate us. A little reminder from the boss that she owns more than just the coal mines. Simmer down. Nobody's here to intimidate anyone, but the Scarlet Mines are private property. Miss Scarlet has every right to request some oversight during a tense situation. There's a lot more of us than there are of you. I need to talk to Tabitha. So you're saying you want to cross the picket line? Yeah, she's my cousin. I'm staying at her house. I know her number. Like, what am I gonna do? Me going to talk to her has no effect on your strike. If Zax doesn't trust you, then I don't trust you. I don't care how charming you are. Not now, Davis. You know y'all can't block people from going inside. There ain't a union, so this ain't even a legal strike. You're lucky Miss Scarlet hasn't ordered us to escort off her private property. Whose side are you two on? The town's, of course. And I'll have you know that Miss Scarlet's exercising quite a bit of restraint right now. It's well within her rights to have us escort you all off her private property. Go ahead and see your cousin. Well, I'm not crossing a picket line, and besides, I don't think Tabitha would be too happy to see me. I'll just wait by the van while you go talk to her. See you on the other side. Thanks, Kanika. It's quiet today, empty beyond the ruckus at the front gate. The trailer services Tabitha's office looms above you on the hill. Knock. You wait for a moment, no response. Knock again. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to knock. I'm sorry. Ew, look at all the fly traps, girl. I think I could turn at least a few guys. If you fire Davis. Oh my god, have you heard of knocking? What are you even doing up here? Should I go? Yeah, and make sure no one sees you. No one else, at least. Ha, Rodriguez the rat, bitch. Okay. Okay, yeah, why not? Hey, I got kids to take care of. I can't miss a paycheck in this rat-to-work state. There's nothing wrong with me trying to keep food on the table. Don't say another word, just leave. I'll handle this. The door clicks closed as Rodriguez leaves Tabitha's office. The instant you're alone, Tabitha rounds on you. She grabs you by the collar, her face close to yours, eyes full of rage, her words a frustrated hiss. Listen to me, EVPZ. Really listen. This isn't some fun little game, okay? This is my life, and if you value yours, you'll keep quiet about what you just saw. I don't care if we're family. I can make the rest of your stay here a living hell if you cross me. Okay, her grip loosens. Sorry to get serious for a second. I've just been pushed to the brink this week. I can't have anything else go wrong. Start crying. God. These options. Hey, yeah, no, I get it. We're fine. I hope you mean that, because if you don't, just know that I'll always follow through on my promises. Okay. Take a breath. Just cleansing breaths, Tabitha. Breathe in through the nose. Okay, what did you come up here to talk about anyway? You just decided you wanted to bother me on the worst possible day to be bothered. Stella's missing. We've been looking all over town for her and I don't have any leads. Why do things keep happening to me? Please, can I just have one day where only one thing happens? Tabitha groans in frustration. I'm sure she'll turn up, but I'll see if I can get a hold of her. Don't think looking for my missing acquaintance gives you a pass to do anything dangerous. You're forbidden from doing risky things, even for what you might think is a good reason. Yeah, I don't think I'm able to judge what's risky or not. Last night was supposed to be a cakewalk. That's true. Yeah, exactly. That's fair, actually. Why don't you just try laying in bed all day? You could always leave the search and rescue to her other friends. Why is she so protective if she's never met me? Like, does she know that something else that she's not telling me? Yeah, I wanted to see how you're doing with the strike, your mom, everything. Let's really talk. Will she talk to me? Did you really think I'd want to have some kind of heart-to-heart right now? Sorry, EVPZ, but I have work to do. Save your probing questions for some other time. Or never. I don't care which. Okay. God, you suck. I can't believe we're related. No. I'm just trying to connect with you. Are you? Is that why you keep ignoring everything I say to spend time with a bunch of strangers instead? Okay, love you, bye! Don't be weird. Okay, you leave the office, the door slamming shut behind you. You find Kanika waiting for you outside. You don't look like you found any new leads. You look back at the striking miners. Keep them. Yeah. It feels like we've done our due diligence here. Come on, I'll drive us back to town and we can figure out where our next move will be from there. Alright, well. Where to next? Let's go to the cops. I doubt it, but let's... Oh. Yeah, let's at least check her house first. The last thing we would want to do is file a police report when it turns out Stella's been sleeping in the whole time. Okay, yeah, let's go to Stella's house. Yeah, we've been running around town getting all riled up, and meanwhile, she's probably just sleeping in or something. I would have checked before we met up, but I was honestly kind of nervous I might run into some other horror from beyond the veil if I went exploring on my own. I feel like that's reasonable, though. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the front door. It creaks open. This doesn't look like a break-in. It looks like somebody left the door open. Stella or someone else was in a hurry when they left. Huh. I'm not from around here, but is it normal for people to leave their doors open? Unlocked? Yes. Hanging open? No way. This isn't normal. We should go in, right? Yep. We should go in. Yep, sure. I thought people die in horror movies. Oh, is that her bed? Gretchen's bed? It's so cozy. Oh my god, that's so cute. Hyman or Richmond? Whatever happened to Stella doesn't look like it happened here. Okay, nothing unusual so far. This is a perfectly normal living room. No blood or viscera. Not even a tipped over lamp. That's good. Okay. Investigate the room. Oh, sorry, the kitchen. The sponge. Oh my god, Gretchen's photograph. Her photograph. I'm gonna do that in my kitchen. That's a great idea. Oh my god. It would have been cuter if she put like a little chef hat or something on her, or like a little bon appetit. Kind of like a hanky. You know? Oh, she had peanut butter and jelly too, girl. Stella's kitchen's slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Looks normal to me. Stella's house has felt a little sterile to me. This feels too lived in, if that makes sense. Though maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was expecting me. Okay, let's investigate her room. Looks pretty normal to me. But it looks like she left in like a hurry. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She has a little Gretchen plushie! Oh my god. Does she draw? I'm just looking around. There's a lot of lady photos. Though it's a little untidy, it's the sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedrooms. There aren't any signs of violence. Check her computer, yeah. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? Okay. There's a lot of options here. Alright, Kanika, what if there's a clue we miss it? What if we don't find Stella and it's well because we didn't snoop on her computer? Okay, if she didn't want us to snoop, she shouldn't have gone missing. I don't make the rules. Yeah. Okay, but what if she's been gossiping about us? Okay, doubt it. I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we gotta do whatever we can. Let's see if it's password protected. If there isn't a password, it's almost like she wants us to snoop. That's a possibility. We won't snoop. That's never gonna happen. No. No. Yeah, let's see if it's password protected. If there's no password, it's almost like she wants us to snoop. Sure. Yeah. Is there gonna be a password? You wake up her computer. It's not password protected, girl. Oh my god, Stella, you're a YouTuber. How is your computer not password protected? She sighs. I'll just be over here, standing in the corner, not looking over your shoulder. Let me know if you find anything. Okay. Cute. What is that? Look at the little legs. Little feet dragging. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor. They overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. I don't know what I expected to see here, but it definitely wasn't this. How did she ever get anything done? Look for something interesting. You scan through the folders and file names on Stella's desktop, looking for something, anything that seems like it might be interesting. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. I don't think I would name boring tax stuff. You've seen this folder before. You have this folder on your own computer. It never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. Open it. Oh! You're surprised that it contains a carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes in fences and areas with low visibility. There's also a handful of old photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin and authentic, joyful smile. And Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. Aww. Check her search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related, a furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. Check her open tabs. It would take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you couldn't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from window's edge to window's edge. Her most recently opened tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled, "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow. Hidden Appalachia. Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have good leads? Bride of Bigfoot. Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody's heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Mawston. Lucky stars. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Gary 212579479. Since every low budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. Hidden Appalachia. I'm serious. I got a ton of extra footage. Look at what they've been doing to the animals in town. They're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Mothston. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. Lucky stars, I believe you. Gary 2125479. Got it that time. Ugh, lucky you're falling right into her trap. And her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Sick. The thread continues into the next day. Hey, okay, so 1, this isn't an ARG, I would never. And 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went to an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled Tommy Knockers Real. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights, this is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. Also, LOL doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her or I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. The thread ends. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Thank God. Oh, I found everything? Okay. I love seeing someone's room before they had a chance to clean it up for company. It's a neat little snapshot, you know? It is. It's like a little... It's their true selves. Speak for yourselves. If the roles were reversed and I was missing and you and Stella were poking around in my room unannounced, I'd be completely mortified. I will say that this is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. Aw, she still does those corkboards with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. I don't think we're gonna find anything else here. Let's move on. Okay. This is Stella's on a Thursday morning. Okay, she's not here. We still have no idea where she is. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I thought she would have just been sleeping in or something. I can't believe she's actually missing. Where to next? We should go to the cops, right? That's not a terrible idea. I'm sure they won't be much help, but we are dealing with a missing person and that's cop stuff. Hopefully they don't give you a hard time. They've really been on your ass. Aren't cops supposed to, like, they can't do anything after, unless it's like 24 hours, 72 hours, or I think it's 2 days. I think it's 48 hours. The police station is exactly what you would expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. I was wondering what happened to him. But you're also not alone there. You entered to find a worried Bo, standing between you and the officer behind the desk. Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Deputy Franklin, sir. She was going to be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to our family. Scarlet Hollow police are spread pretty thin at the moment, young man. Any property disputes will have to wait, if indeed there is a dispute to be had. Are you sure it wasn't some animal that took your vegetable? Sir, you know Mr. Tremaine thinks the land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door, so for all I know, he might be all the way to State Fair by now with our pumpkin. Ain't there something you could do about it? Yeah! Listen up, Franklin. We've got a fucking missing person. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Yeah, Bo, did you find your dad? Bo's stoic expression breaks, and for a moment you can almost see tears forming in his eyes. But he blinks them away. Yeah, I found him. I gathered what there was to gather. We're giving him a proper burial in the family plot. It's been tough going, trying to dig the hole while the farm's crawling with those hairless things, but it needs to get done. Think they'll go back to where they came from soon? Mama and me have tried to fight them back best we can, but it seems like there's more every minute. Yeah, I know about as much as you. I can't help but feel like it's just leading up to something awful thing. Worse than what's already happened. I hope it's just a feeling. My mom did say the ditchlings are supposed to be some horrible omen, but that doesn't mean it's true. For all we know, the weird stuff is behind us, and those creepy little things will crawl back to wherever they came from, and Scarlet Hollow will go back to normal. But I guess it doesn't hurt to plan for the worst. I just want to remind you all that you're speaking in front of a member of law enforcement, and any and all suspicious statements are being cataloged. Seriously? Do you really not have anything better to do than try and pin disasters on innocent people who are trying to stop them? I'm not at the liberty to discuss whether I have anything better to do. Okay. Yeah, I remember you're the mayor's security guy. And the guy that, yeah, he helped me on Monday. I'm a man of many hats, and all of them give me authority over you, so you bitch watch yourself. Yeah, we have a missing person. Stella hasn't been seen since yesterday, and last anyone saw she was in a state of distress. Okay. You speak with a complete authority in your voice. Franklin's sunglasses are impenetrable, but you can imagine the eyes behind them methodically scanning you like a machine. A missing person. Apologies, Mr. Calloway, but I'm gonna have to handle this first. Deputy Franklin makes his way back to his desk, pulling out a few forms before returning to the front. If one of you could fill these out, please. I can take care of that. Thank you so much for taking this seriously, Mike. I know Stella has a tendency to go on hiking trips, but this feels different. She can't be in her right mind going back out into them woods after what happened to my daddy. I'll be praying for her, and I'll make sure my mama does, too. Huh. Yeah. I guess thanks. Yeah. I take everything seriously. Now, is there anything else I could help you with? What's all this about a pumpkin? Oh, the guy that went missing? Julius Tremaine stole Big Betty, and I'm trying to get the police to go talk to him. And I've been telling Mr. Calloway there's no way to prove who the vegetable in question belonged to. If there's no documentation, it's your word against his. The Calloways and Tremaines have been at this for a long time. Some feud over a century ago split the families, and they've been at it ever since. Okay. What makes you think he stole it? Yeah. He's been claiming Big Betty was his since day one, on accounts he thinks it was planted on his side of the property. He's never been good about the property line, same as every Tremaine that came before him. We get our fair share of calls from Mr. Tremaine as well. Not that I'm at the liberty to discuss confidential police information. I was hoping we'd get a reprieve from his nonsense after what happened to Daddy. But it doesn't look like he's willing to give us any time to grieve. Why is it so valuable? I mean, he said it was really, really big, yeah? She was gonna get us a blue ribbon. Daddy said she was near 2,000 pounds. Yeah, 2,000 pounds. That's a huge fucking pumpkin. We were supposed to be at the state fair by now, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen this year. And Mr. Tremaine ain't even come to his door to answer for what he done. Just hold up like the coward he is. At the very least, he could give me back some seeds from what's left of her so I could try again next year. She was an important pumpkin to our family. How do you even move a 2,000 pound pumpkin? Yeah. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Okay. Could have easily been a bear, or a mountain lion, any large animal. Weren't no bear. We're Fun Hope. We know signs. This was a man's work, and that means it was Mr. Tremaine. He knew just what to do to hurt our family. Are they related? Yeah, I don't think he's asking you to throw him in jail. Why can't you look into it? EVP's is right. I didn't ask you for much. You know, Mike, it sounds like Bo has a real case here. It's not just two neighbors getting angry at each other. Property's been stolen. Couldn't you get involved on his behalf just this once, after everything he's been through? This isn't the first time there's been theft between the Callaways and Tremaines. We've heard it all. We know exactly how it'll play out. Trust the police to do the policing, ma'am. Okay. Yeah, you're ice cold, Deputy Franklin. This is his prized pumpkin. Help him out. Goodness. It's our job as police to remain impartial when it comes to the citizens of the towns we protect. None of us have it out for Mr. Calloway or Mr. Tremaine. We're just doing what we can to uphold the safety and security of all the residents of Scarlet Hollow. And you're doing a great job. Alright, let's go. Yeah. Kanika hands the completed report back to Deputy Franklin. Thank you, ma'am. I'll get this filed right away. Good luck out there. What did he do? He did nothing? We literally just filled out paperwork? I hope Miss Richmond's alright, and y'all find her soon. Walk out, yep. As you make your way back towards the door, the deputy calls out to you. Best keep your nose clean out there, even peasy. Try to stay out of trouble. Weird. Well, at least we filed a report. Still, I guess finding Stella is going to be mostly up to us. Where to next? As you considered your next steps, you remember your appointment with Sybil. She seemed to be confident last night that Stella would be okay. Maybe she'll be able to help you find her. She's the only person who believed you and Stella from the beginning. She could prove to be a valuable asset. And she'd never disparage your gift. Disparage? Perhaps she's one of the few people in town who could truly understand you. We should talk to your mom. I'm supposed to have tea with her today. Yeah. Sure, we could humor her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or a bundle of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. Okay. Yeah, give me that tea! The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the two of you enter. Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, EVPC. Hope you're sufficiently recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom, it's just that Stella's missing an eye. Stella can take care of herself. Unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Something's wrong with Kanika, right? Why is she trying to isolate my girl? Don't trust that. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to EVPC about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to her. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, EVPC. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. Good thing Kanika has her mom looking out for her. She seems so tired today, and you'll probably be able to find Stella without her. Shall we? Sybil motions towards the tea room. Okay. Cute. Oh, I've been here before, right? Who's that? Is that her dad? Kanika's dad? Please, have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright glow lights over the plant in a corner. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy with the undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I don't know if I want to drink that tea. Yeah. Hold on. So, yeah, I'm just, okay. Drink the tea. It's good for you. I don't know if I believe that. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. So, the other day you promised to tell me. What was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth? Yeah, I most certainly did. Though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearlian was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which was to say she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. Yeah, why were Pearlian and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mom? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. Well, they're twins. So she didn't survive, yeah, okay. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The youngest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, and nor did your mother. Okay? I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? Yeah. I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, but she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, what with skipping town and all. So what happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She left? No, she came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was the night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. Uh-huh. So how do you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a very long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. Okay? So, yeah, what's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, say it. I mean, I don't want to be that rude while saying that, but I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help to give me the full picture. Okay? You close your eyes and take another sip, then another. It's delightful. The tea's gone before you know it. The small cup empty save for what's left of your rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh, good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. Should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that could fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may be, at very least, to be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat. An enemy lurking in plain sight. Huh. Oh my god. A cat. No. Gotta be Pixel or Frou-Frou? No. Cat would be Tabitha? Mm-mm. Wayne? No. Stella? Kanika? No. Oscar? Reese? Avery? Dr. Kelly? The cat could be Dustin? He's a possum that lives in my dresser, and I try to talk to him every day to hear his wisdom and help with his troubles. It would break my heart if it was him. How do I know you're not the cat? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Sybil's helping you out. If she was a cat, why would she warn you about herself? So pick someone else. Huh. Why? I don't think it would be... Fuck. Why would she warn me about herself? To throw me off? Oscar? He did mention very briefly that his dad was a miner. He said his dad had a jacket that was left at the library, and he would hate to have that missing. If I were you, I wouldn't cast my suspicions too widely. That way lies nothing but paranoia. It's true that the Scarlets have a long history in this town, both good and bad, and a lot of people have strong feelings about them. But I know Oscar. He's not the sort of person who befriends a long-lost relative of a family he may have certain feelings about, for the sole purpose of betraying them down the line. But I'm sure he feels his life is complicated enough as it is without throwing obsessive vengeance into the mix. Besides, he's such a nice young man. But you should trust your own judgment here. Friend or family, the cat will make itself known soon enough. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we could try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's just likely that they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek those carvings out, piece together what you can from your visions, and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Huh. Your thoughts drift to the door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it's enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You could find Stella later. Maybe you could even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. You didn't get all this from tea leaves, did you? Of course she didn't. She's smart. She knows how to deduce things from leaves. Of course not. Tea leaves are merely a guide. Sometimes they can help confirm suspicions or fill in where my intuition falls short. My family has lived in these hills a long time, as has yours. I know the Scarlets have secrets. I know Vivian was scared for you. But your place in all this is something we have to figure out together. And that's where little tricks like tea leaves come in so handy. But we shouldn't digress. Do you know where you might find the next stone? Yeah, I felt another in the clinic. That's good. And if you could find your way inside and uncover another stone, that could give you a leg up on your adversary. You'll just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving clear answers. Yeah, you helped last night. Why don't you come? Because that'd be too easy. I may have been able to see through that spirit's illusions, but I'm not some kind of all-powerful entity. I am an old woman. I have trouble with my knees, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'd be more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you. Some use I'd be, struggling to climb over rocks and ladders, throwing out my back from all the crouching. Thanks, I'll let you know if I find anything, yeah. Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well, and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grunt of effort, she gets up from the table, and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful about who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The bells of the door are strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Check in on Kanika. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. Okay. Knock. Hi. You knock on her door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just gonna lie down for a while. I'm going to the clinic. I was hoping you'd join me. Yeah. Oh, hey. I was hoping to be able to check in with Reese sometime today. I want to ask if he knows anything about Stella. And, to make sure he's okay after what happened at dinner. Yeah, screw this. Why did I even listen to my mom in the first place? I don't need to sit around in my room just because she said so. Do you want to come in for a sec while I get ready? You hear frantic crumpling and clinking and shuffling as she tidies her room. Okay, come on in. I'm just observing. She's so angsty. I'm seeing like the little vampire bag and full of posters. It's not Shishomaru! Oh my god! That's fucking Shishomaru. Oh, is that fucking... Oh god. Is that Sailor Scout? Is that Sailor Moon? Oh my god. Cute. What about on her dresser? She has some butterflies. Some Halloween shit. A butterfly bag. Cute. Okay. Alright. Kanika's room is the sort of place that's stuck between past and present. Faded stickers from her childhood line her bookshelf, and boxes of packed belongings sit in the corners of her room. I don't usually have people over. Don't judge me too harshly for the state of the place. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to be nervous about me seeing your room. Don't worry about it, girl. Okay, and do you like what you see? Yeah, I mean, sure, yeah, I do. Why not? Phew, good to know. I know you just said that I didn't have to be nervous, but wow, I was nervous for a second there. Packing for something? You motion to the stack of cardboard boxes. That's all the stuff from college. I never really unpacked. Seems like a waste to unload everything. It's not like I'll be staying here long term, so I'd have to pack up everything again eventually. I guess I did move back in over a year ago, so these boxes have just been sitting here unopened for a long time. But any day now, I'll load them back into the van and get out of town. Any day now. We have to find Stella. I'm not going anywhere without you. Let's get out of here and see what we can find at the clinic. I don't think I really want to do like a romance yet. I don't know. I don't trust Sybil. I don't. But I also had a weird feeling about Oscar. The two of you make your way back out into the hallway. But before you make it to the stairs, the light turns on, startling both of you. Ugh. I don't like her posture. Okay. I thought you were going to get some rest, Kanika. You should really get back to bed, or this cold of yours will only get worse. But I still have a lot of energy. I don't feel like sitting around. I don't think I need to. Of course you do. I know you best, and you just haven't been yourself these past few days. All this running around has been a detriment to your health. Miles and I want to see you healthy. You hold this family together. You shouldn't get between a mother and her daughter. Sybil knows what's best here, and Kanika's more than capable of speaking for herself. She doesn't actually want to go to the clinic with you. Drop it. He remains silent. Kanika sighs. I'm sorry, Mom. I know I've been neglecting the general store, and I let Miles run off the other day. That was so irresponsible of me. That's alright, Kanika. He could have gotten hurt, but he didn't. And it seems like you learned a valuable lesson from the experience. She reminds me of Kanika, her character in that play. The posture, the tilt, the demeanor, I don't like it. Really uncomfy right now. Hate it. Now let's get you to bed. You just need another day to recover, and then you can get back to all this town mystery business. Easy peasy, you will be fine without her until tomorrow. My mom's right, easy peasy. You can go on without me. See you later, okay? Before you can utter another word, she returns to her room. Sybil's eyes carefully watch you as you leave and make your way back to the main street alone. Girl. You make your way up the familiar hill, past rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. Is that the presence? Is that the presence? Is that fucking Wayne? That looks like Wayne, right? Like a bag over his head? I don't think that's what they're talking about, though. Look. Oh. Get out of here, raccoon! Go! Run! Live! Alright, so I'm going to actually stop here because my phone's about to die and I use my phone to do the video. So I'm going to save. And then we will pick this up and explore the Reese's house. Reese's cup. Reese's cup. That's all I can think of. But we could do that. And then maybe we'll find the tablet. Maybe we'll find something else. I have no idea. And we'll find out maybe in the next episode also who is the cat. Who is the cat? And where the fuck is Stella? Why is she MIA? Girl, I miss Gretchen. She was like our favorite companion. My favorite companion. Gretchen the girl. Alright. See you in the next one.